Well, good afternoon, viewers. My name is Christian Ibokwe. I am a minister of the gospel. Today, I want to discuss with you about the reason why you are still where you are today. We are going to look at some things, reasons why you have remained where you are, even after all the prophecies that has come upon your head and all the dreams that you have had and all the promises that God has made in your life. You have had all these things, and you have seen the manifestations that are linked to your glory. But up till now, you have not gotten to the destination where God has apportioned for you. We are looking at why and the reasons you are still where you are today. It is the wish of everybody. Every single person has a dream. God has a plan for each and every one of us. But unfortunately, some people live and die without getting to the destination where God has planned for them. Some people has lived and died without getting to their dreams, life dreams, where they envision themselves to be. And these things don't just happen like that. The Bible said in the book of 3 John chapter 1 verse 2, he said, Beloved, it is my wish that you prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospereth. So you see, it is the will of God for every man to prosper. But there is something, it is quite unfortunate that at the end of the journey of every man, most of us do not get to the destination where God has planned for us. God has planned something big for each and every one of us. And we also have dreamt a big dream about our future. We have seen them. We have envisioned them. We have even prayed them. But unfortunately, most of these things do not come to pass in our lifetime. Most of the times when we get old, we begin to pray that where I have not gotten to, let my child get to. But it is not the will of God to be like that. The will of God is that you will prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospereth. Now, what is Elder John trying to say in that place? There are times where children of God, they prosper and be in good, but they prosper spiritually, but physically and financially they do not prosper. So that is why the Elder John is trying to tell the disciples of Jesus Christ, and he was telling them that I want you, when you have prospered spiritually, it is also good that you prosper physically and financially. So that is what we are going to look at today. But now we have to look at a lot of things, like maybe some things, because if we want to begin to look at this subject or this topic in its totality, we may stay here till the next day, because it is something that's so wide and vast that we cannot finish the topic today. But I will want to limit us to four things that we need to look at in this discussion. There are four things that we need to look at, but I want to urge you, as we go on, or before you go on to continue in this teaching, I want you to please subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our content. Then you can share and comment. Then you ring that notification bell so that whenever we post our next video, you will be part of the first people to view it. Now, number one thing that we are going to look at, the reasons why you are still where you are. Number one is procrastination. Procrastination, if you look at the academical definition of procrastination, procrastination is when an action of delaying or putting aside something, something that you have to do now. You delay it, you suspend it, you put it aside for a later day to do it later. That is what they call procrastination. Things that you have to do now, and you put it, let me keep it until tomorrow, let me keep it until later, I will come back to it and do it, I will come back to it and take care of it. Sometimes procrastination comes because of your negligence to some things, or sometimes when you begin to underestimate some So when you overthink through an idea, what will happen is that you begin to pick holes. You begin to see reasons why you are not going to make it with that ideas. You begin to see why that idea may not fly. And this is exactly why some people have failed to make it in life. A lot of people, when an idea comes to their mind, and in the process of trying to be meticulous, to be perfect in whatever they do, they come to a point where they decide to go into other ventures because they have succeeded um, in derailing themselves. They have succeeded in encouraging themselves out of the bright idea that has come. So what am I trying to bring at this point? Whenever you have a good idea, don't don't even waste your time trying to make things perfect. There is a need to plan. Planning is good. It is encouraging to plan, but we have to understand that planning is on its own scale. Overthinking of an idea is on its scale. So if you juxtapose these two ideas, these two factors, you will understand that they are not bad, but one is better than the other in the context of our discourse. Whatever you are doing, you have to plan. Planning is part of the process to success. But all the time, thinking is always retrogressive. It's not that you are not going to think. When idea comes to you, think it, put it on a scale. Look at it very well. Think it, but don't waste your time on thinking, because it is in the process of you thinking and thinking and thinking that you begin to see the negative sides of it. That is simply what I want to bring here. When an idea comes to you, work with that idea, run with that idea, look, follow that idea, because it is your divine given way to success. God does not throw money from heaven to people. God can only give you ideas that will lead you to success. And if God brings an idea to you to success, what God expects of you is that you begin to work with the idea that He has given you. You begin to make move with the idea that He has given you. Now understand, there is a very wide place for planning. But what you are planning is, you are planning to work what you are going to do with the idea. But you are not thinking of what that idea will bring in the end. That idea will bring something good. So what you are going to do is that you are going to plan on how to achieve your aim, how to bring that idea to fruition, how to put that idea to use. When you begin to scrutinize that idea, what will be, you begin to cherry pick. And you understand that there are some times when ideas are not always rewarding in the beginning or in the outward. Gold is not found on the surface, but the idea of gold is rewarding on itself. But when you pick gold, raw gold, it will be discouraging, because if gold does not go through the fire, it will not turn out to be gold. So when you are looking at the negative end, negative process, in the negative part of process making a gold to come out pure, you may decide not to even go through that process. That is what I'm trying to, basically what I'm trying to say. The destination of every idea, good positive idea, is rewarded, but the process is discouraging sometimes. Somebody was speaking the other day. He said that if God has shown Joseph the process to him being a prime minister in Egypt, Joseph would have refused to go through that. Joseph saw the dream that his brothers, his fathers, his relatives bowed down to him. But God did not show him that he would be accused by Potiphar's wife. God did not show him that he will be subjected or sentenced to prison. God did not show him that before he get to that prime minister that he will be thrown into a pit. God did not show him that for him to move from Canaan to Egypt that he would have to go on foot because he was a slave. No slave is expected to ride on a horse. So he was handcuffed, he was chained, he was bound, and he was forcefully moved from Canaan to Egypt. But God did not show him that process. God only showed him that in the end, he became a prime minister. If God has ventured to show him the process to being a prime minister, Joseph would not have agreed to go through that route. He would have decided, okay, if it is this route to success, let me remain the way I am. But that is the same thing that I'm saying. When you see a bright idea, instead of beginning to look at the things that are on the way to that idea coming to fruition, what you do, forget about every other thing. Pursue that idea. That is another way, another factor that has made people to remain the way they are. Now we go to point number 3. Point number 3 in this our discourse is the fear of unknown. The fear of unknown. The Bible said in 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7, it said, "For God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of sound mind." So if you look at this Bible verse, you know that God has made it and made provision for us to be rich, to be everything that we want to be in life. But the thing is that the spirit of fear, the fear of unknown, has made a lot of us not to go into the venture that ordinarily we would have gone into. Sometimes we fear of the outcome of a venture. We fear of eventualities. We fear of losing our investment. We fear of leaving the place that we are today and going into the place where we are aiming to be. Because we have carved a niche in the place where we are today. We have made ourselves comfortable with the place where we are today. We have made ourselves okay, no matter how little the resources, no matter how little the income, no matter how uncomfortable that place is. Because we know that already we have made ourselves at home in that place, what will happen is that we fear to venture out from that place. That is the problem. That is one of the reasons why we have not gotten to where we are supposed to be. That is why we are still in the place after many years that God has made promises to us, after many years that we have seen dreams, after many years that we have encountered the word of God, that God has created us in his own image and likeness, And he has proclaimed to us that we should go into the world and dominate and prosper. But we are still the way we are because we are comfortable in our comfort zone. We have made ourselves uncomfortable or comfortable in an uncomfortable situation. So when we find ourselves in that place, what do? We relax because we don't know what is ahead of us. We console ourselves with the ideas that the angel, the demon that we know is better than the angel that we do not know. So what do? We relax. We are afraid to venture out. We are afraid to take the bull by the horns. We are afraid to do something new. That is one of the reasons why we are still where we are today. So when you come in contact with ideas, when we come in contact with things that will make change us from who we are into the person that we have dreamt of becoming, what we do is that we tend to pull back. But the right idea, the right mindset should be to move forward, to move forward, to move forward. Don't sit back. Don't look at what is on the other side of Jordan. Don't always look at the negative sides of things. Move away from where you are to where you want to be. There was a time in the journey of the Israelites in the wilderness. God came to him and said, "You have dwelt in this place for so long. Tell the children, let them stand up and begin to move forward. Move forward. You have dwelt in this place for so long. You have become so comfortable in this place. Move away from this your comfort zone and forge ahead." The Bible said that to move forward is life and to go back is death. So as children of God, as people who are dreaming to make something huge in our life, to make progress, to see the place that God has programmed for us, what we need to do is to leave our comfort zone. There is no need continuing to be afraid of the unknown. And then we remain the way we are. We should move away from our comfort zone if we really want to make a change in our life. Remaining in one place will not give us the desired and the required change. So what do? Move away from your comfort zone. There is no way you will make a change staying in one place. There is no way you will make a change standing on one spot, on one spot. You have to move forward. Moving forward is life. Staying in one place will make you poor. It will make you to remain the way you are. It will not give you the required change. There is nobody that has continued to do the same thing the same way for a long time that will bring out a different result. The longer you stay in one idea, the longer you stay in one spot, the longer you continue to do the same thing, you will always get the same result. You cannot change. So why are you asking yourself, why am I still in this place? When you are saying, why am I still in this place, when you have not made up your mind to change the way you do things, to move away from your comfort zone, to when you still fear of what you are going to meet in ahead. So what do? Move away from your comfort zone. Do things different from the way that you have been doing it without achieving the results. Change the way you do things. Step away from your comfort zone. These are the reasons why you have been in the same place and you are expecting a change. You cannot make that change if you remain in one place. If you are fearing of what you are going to see ahead of you, There is no way you are going to make it in life. You have to move away from your comfort zone. You have to change the way you do things. You have to stop being afraid of tomorrow. Stop being afraid of what is at the other side of Jordan. Move away, step aside, continue from where you are, move ahead from here. Because if you continue to be afraid, there is no way you are going to move away from your identity, your present identity. If your identity at this time, what I mean by this identity, if you have remained in a poor state for a long time, you have been poor because of the way you approach your life, because of the way you approach the ways of success. Your identity will be poor. They will call you poor man. They will call you a man of lack. They will call you a man of poverty. They will call you a beggar. And that becomes your identity, because when you are approaching people, they will begin to murmur themselves, look at that man, he is coming to beg money, that beggar. But if you want to change that identity, you have to change the way you do things. You cannot continue to do things in the same way for a long time and then you expect a change. So this is one of the reasons why people have remained the way that they are. They are afraid of venturing into the future. They are afraid of taking the bulls by the horns. They are afraid of doing something new. They are afraid of investing their money in something good. They are afraid of taking something, going into something that they have never experienced before. But let me surprise you. Let me tell you something. Let me shock you. There is no success without venture. There is no success without risk. There is no story without, there is no glory without a story. And that story you cannot get in sitting in one place. That story you will get in doing something that ordinary people have not been doing. You need to take risk and venture into things that ordinary people will find difficult to go into. If you look at those people that have made success in life, you will see something that they have moved away from the way others do things, and they are doing exceptional things. Now, finally, let's go to the last point. The last point, which I would say briefly, is waiting for the convenient time. This is one of the reasons why people have remained the way that they are. A lot of people, they wait for the appropriate time, the most convenient time to do it, to do things. They have a business idea. They have an idea that will project them to a brighter future. What do? They begin to wait for the appropriate time. They will begin to wait for the time that is convenient for them. And let me shock you, there is no time that is convenient. There is no time that is appropriate for doing something. The appropriate time to start something, to do something, to move away from the place where you are into the place where you dream to be is now. Don't wait for any other time, because there is no time. No time that is convenient. The most convenient time is now. There is no other time than now. Because when you begin to wait for convenient time, that is when you begin to procrastinate. Look at what the Bible said. Ecclesiastes chapter 11. Ecclesiastes chapter 11 verse Ecclesiastes chapter 11 verse 4. Ecclesiastes chapter 11 verse 4 says that if you regard, he that observeth the cloud, or he that observed the wind will not sow, and he that regarded the cloud will not reap. That is exactly what this place is talking about. If you begin to look for the appropriate time to do something, you will never do that. And it has been the reason why some people remain the way that they are. They wait for the appropriate time. They wait for the convenient time. They wait for the time when everything will be easy for them. And because of that, they remain in one place, not doing anything, not doing what they are supposed to do. There is no time that is convenient. If you don't, there is no success that comes without inconvenience. There is no success that comes on a platter of gold. Anything that you do to succeed in life, you must go through stress. You must go through hardship. You must go through losses. You must go through difficult times. There is no time that is convenient. So what am I saying in this our discourse is that the time to do something, to rise up to occasion, is now. Don't put it to tomorrow. The Bible said that whatever your hand findeth to do it with all your heart. Do it with all your strength. Will it with all your might. Do it with all that you have got. Because there is no wisdom, no craftiness. There is no strength in the grave where you go. So whatever your heart findeth to do now, don't go ahead. Don't stop sitting in one place. Move ahead. Go and do it. And do it very well, and you will see success knocking on your door. If you wait for the appropriate time, that appropriate time may not come. That time that you think that is the most appropriate will not come. So what are you going to do now? Rise up, stand up from where you are, and go and begin to do something. Ask God to give you ideas, because God cannot throw money from heaven to you, but God will give you bright ideas. So when God brings that idea on your way, do not procrastinate. Do not fear of the unknown. Do not begin to wait for the convenient time. Move out. Begin to do what you have to do. Do not say until you are convenient. Please stand up now and do what you have to do. We are coming back your way another time in another post and another teaching. But before then, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our post, and comment. Let us know what you think about this. And ring the notification bell so that whenever we post, you will be one of the first people to get our post, to go get to interact with us. My name remains Christian Ibokwe. I thank you. God bless you. In our next episode, we are going to tell you the power of now. We are going to discuss about the power of now. You will understand that there is no other way. There is no other time. There is no there is no justification for you postponing the day of your glory. Keep a date with us. Thank you.